check-in, broadcasting live on the Really American Media platform. We're slogging through another political swamp, thick with nonsense and bad intentions. Let's cut through the poo-poo and throw a little light on the chaos before it buries us all. We don't care if you chew gum during the podcast, but no blowing bubbles. Alrighty then, without further ado, here's Nick and Bubbles. Steve. Holy moly. Take it away, gentlemen.
Oh, did I cough there? I'm sorry.
A little bit, but I think it's all right. I think, it's just broadcast etiquette. So.
Oh, yes. Broadcast etiquette.
Welcome to the show.
Done on time. Yeah,
Say again?
I said like getting production done on time. Is that broadcast etiquette?
Production's done on time, dude. And recall, I'm the only one that seems to do production, so you're more than welcome to replace this. But Steve is mad about the bubbles thing. Let's just get right into it.
Yeah, don't challenge me, Sparkles, or I'll dub you with a new name for the next 6 months.
It does say Steve. Yeah, I mean, he corrects himself, right?
Okay.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for getting us off to a good start. Welcome to The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. We are live once again, as you can tell. The Vocal Minority, we are here to fight the resistance, and look at that. The chat already loading up, and we're glad you're along for the show today.
Yeah. You can go to thevocalminority.net. It's our website. If you want to contact us directly, my name is Steve. That's Nick over there.
Let's do this.
Steve Harness.
That's his full name, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I do have my own jingle. Can't we use that more? Come on.
We can if you'd like, yeah.
I would like.
All right.
Hey, Nick.
Hi.
Hi.
What is our website, dude? Thevocalminority.net, is that right?
Hey, afternoon champions. Look at that.
Like
thevocalminority.net. We used to have .com, but some porn company bought it off of us years ago when we let it expire. So, oops.
yeah. So
Go check that out.
But the vocalminority.net seems to be working because, well, a lot of you have been contacting the show. We appreciate that so much.
We do. I'm starting to wonder when websites are just going to go away. Like everything's on an app. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever go to an actual website? I mean, everything's on an app, right? Do you go to Amazon.com ever, eBay.com, Facebook.com?
I do. And I know you don't because you've mentioned it before. You're never on your computer?
Only for news. So I go to like Newsweek.com and stuff on here, but that's just because I'm working on this computer.
Right. I think a lot of people are still working on computers. I get what you're saying. Like most of the time we spend it on our phone, but
yes. And Ruba-Duba, don't rub it in. Okay.
It's
right.
Duba.
I don't mispronounce your name, do I, Ruba-Duba? Yes. Oh, hey, good afternoon from Portland. That's good. Portland, Oregon.
Don't mispronounce it, dude.
I'm here in Nevada. Sorry.
Nevada. That's how people seem to say it.
They do seem to say that, but it's wrong. People stop saying that. It's not Nevada.
No, and it's not Oregon, and it's not Bubbles. As you can probably tell, we're just really hitting on communication today. Well, because that's our lead story. We're going to get into a story about communication, about failure, about anger. It's all...
That's right.
Trifecta,
I was setting it up, and you took the bait perfectly.
Of course.
After years and years of doing The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve, we're on it.
Yeah, we are professionals. So let's get into Need to Know News, shall we?
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
Get over here, Nick.
I'm right here, sir. Sir.
Yeah, plenty of news to start off with or to talk about today, but I think our audience really does love a good mega FAFO story, and there are so many things that the cult members can throw their money at, from podcast hosts to endless amounts of Trump merchandise. And last summer, I believe, they had an opportunity to throw it at something new and useless.
Yeah, I think it has been. You're right. I think just about a year here. Of course, we're talking about Trump Mobile. Here's a little video to remind you of this glorious launch of Trump Mobile just about a year ago. So here it is.
Today we're here to introduce Trump Mobile. We've partnered with some of the greatest people in the industry to make sure that real Americans can get true value from their mobile carriers. With Trump Mobile, we're going to be introducing an entire package of products that people can come, they can get telemedicine on their phone for one flat monthly fee, roadside assistance in their cars, unlimited texting to 100 countries around the world. The fact that all your customer service
will be done in America. It's going to be done in St. Louis, Missouri. I hope I was allowed to give that out. And making phones in America. It's about time we bring products back to our great country. And it's about time we disrupt this space.
Wow. So many made up things in that statement. I mean, a lot of that, I covered that back when it happened. And I did a story, I think, like last October about the fact that no one's seen these fucking phones. But it's hilarious to me that they throw in completely unnecessary products that I would not want in my phone. Telemedicine, like, I prefer that to go through some sort of doctor that I know and have been recommended to.
Yes. It's just similar to, I was listening to something this morning. We'll play a video of it later, but they were talking about Trump RX, which I didn't name it. Tell him I didn't name it. That wasn't my choice. But like when he gives the number of how many people use Trump RX, it was staggeringly low. I was just like, yeah, that makes sense, dude. We don't really want to trust you with our medical shit because God knows it probably won't work out too well for us. And as far as HIPAA violations go, forget about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I will say I do use Mark Cuban's Cost Plus, which is not named Cuban Plus or Mark Meds or anything else with his name on it. And it actually is a good website. Everyone should support that. It's low cost prescriptions. So.
Yes, and he is doing it for the right reasons in the right way.
And he does not include roadside assistance. Because why would you convolute these things?
You can also get a reading from a psychic on Trump Mobile, from what I understand. So.
Yes. Although the back of those phones, you can do a lot of blow off of. I think that's Don Jr.'s main concern. It's a very flat surface.
Completely. Well, they were talking and boasting about this launch because how much more racist could you be, by the way, of like when you call someone in America will answer. They'll speak English, this is just trash. And almost a year ago, June 16th was that release. But yeah, let's see. Let's check in with the Trump supporter and see how they like their new phone, shall we?
Hey, Trump supporter here. This goes out to Don Jr. and Eric.
Okay.
Where the is my phones? I ordered 4 gold Trump phones in the summer. Now we can't get any updates on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you're a moron for ordering 4 of the phones. And
Family
why,
plan,
by the
dude.
way, why would you even want to pre-order a phone? I get like maybe with the latest, greatest iPhone or something, but all these schlubs threw some money down for 4 phones.
Yes. Well, I mean, from the tennis shoes to all the shit, dude, like the people who are buying these are not the most reputable people. I love the poorly educated, I guess that's what I'm saying. Yes. But he couldn't get an update. So we have an update for you today.
You're all morons. That's the update.
Yeah, you're all stupid. We also have a prince that has a bunch of money. He just needs your bank account number and your social security. So
exactly. They connect you directly with the new Trump phone.
That's right. But they don't speak great English. So I don't know if you want to call it. Yeah. So here's the update on that story.
Mm-hmm.
It's been nearly a year since the announcement of this new wireless service called Trump Mobile. But so far, it seems like customers have been left on hold. And you've been on the phone with customer service for Trump Mobile, right? What are they telling you? Is this phone coming out or not?
Well, look, it's been almost a year now that we've been waiting for this phone. It was announced by the president's sons in a flashy Trump Tower announcement in June of last year. They said that this gold phone, which had an American flag on the back bearing their father's name, was going to be released to customers in August at a price point of only $499. And that seemed almost too good to be true, especially when you consider they were saying it was going to be made in the United States. So for that reason, we put down a $100 deposit, and August came and went. September came and went. At one point, we were promised a November 13 date. They were even telling me it would take 7 to 10 days to get shipped to me. I was ready to do the review, and then November came and went. December came and went. And here we are in May of 2026, and there appears to be no sign of it. I did reach out to customer service just today before we did this segment, and they told me there was no timeline that they could even offer right now. Of course, this has offered a lot of questions over whether or not this phone actually exists.
So let's say somebody put down one of these deposits and is like, all right, at this point, I need it back. I want my money back. I'm over it. I don't want the phone anymore. What can they do? Do they have any recourse here?
Now, there's some interesting new language on the website in their terms and conditions that was updated in April as part of a broad redesign of the website. And it says, quote, a pre-order deposit does not guarantee that a device will be produced or made available for purchase. So it seems like the terms and conditions themselves seem to acknowledge that this phone might not exist now, and it might not even exist ever. The deposit right now is being billed as refundable. It was not billed as refundable when NBC News put down the deposit. I did ring them. They did clarify to me that if I wanted to get my deposit back, I would. When we originally had the $100 taken out of the corporate card, I should also point out that we got a fraud alert asking if we wanted to confirm that transaction.
Oh, you should have paid attention to it.
Oh, the credit card company could see from a year away that it was a fraud. And I've been hearing mixed answers on whether or not you can even get a refund on the deposit. Oh. And what would you be putting a deposit? Like, how does the word deposit not mean that you're, putting money down to secure something that should be real someday?
The language changed to not even produced. I mean, they're not even going to make one of these. It's more of just an idea. It's a concept of a phone.
Right. Does not guarantee that a device will be produced or made available for purchase.
Unbelievable, man. I mean, I'd be, like I said, I'd be pissed, but I mean, this kind of serves you right. If you follow the grift, you get grifted. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, how many Trump products have been just cheap pieces of shit or completely undervalued or overvalued? I mean, and I mean, the Trump phone we don't even have companies that make cell phones in America. So that, everyone can tell from the day one was never going to happen. They had pictures of iPhones on the website. They got sued for that. They had pictures of mobile phone cases that the companies never agreed to. They sued for that. Like, the whole thing has just been a relentless scam. And they have taken, and I cannot even believe this, but they have taken $59 million worth of deposits on this phone that a year later doesn't exist. And why? I mean, Ryan Reynolds owns a cell phone company, Cricket. Like, you would think they would have at least said, okay, we can't do this American thing. We can't do telemedicine thing. Like, just crank out some cheap knockoff piece of shit, put it under T-Mobile or Verizon or something. Just get it out there so that we don't have this hanging over our heads looking like total scam artists.
Because that's what you're going to have to do anyway. I mean, most people understand that, like, all the big names, these T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, like, they just use other people's towers because most of them are purchased already. And there's a limit on how many can be produced and purchased. With this all under scrutiny right now, the delay has attracted attention from regulators and media, with the Democrats asking Trump's FTC to investigate the broken promises. Do you think it'll happen?
Well, sure, they may investigate, but no. I mean, come on. Where would they take an attempted prosecution to?
Yeah,
Trump's the DOJ.
DOJ. Yeah,
right. I mean, come on. This is what is so comedically farcical about anything on the national level, that there would ever be any accountability. I mean, we have set this man up to do exactly this sort of scam because presidents are above the law, according to his Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Did I say, Mint Mobile? Is that Ryan Reynolds? You should know. Isn't he your brother?
Mint
Cricket
Mobile,
is a real thing.
Cricket,
Mint Mobile.
Mint
You're
Mobile.
right. Yeah, that's Deadpool's thing. But point being, and Mint is not its own, like you were saying. They sublet carriers from the major providers and whatnot. But
sure,
freaking hilarious. So yeah, $59 million. They're now saying there is no guarantee you'll actually get a product. And Mega's pissed off. Are they going to stop supporting their dear king? Probably not.
No, dude. No. I mean, it's only $59 million. Right. It's just a small amount of money.
Do you get like a free Trump sneakers, Trump fake gold watch instead? Maybe a Trump casino they can throw your way?
That's a good point, because, with a lot of this shit, what companies end up doing is they send something out so they can't be sued for all of this stuff. So, like, maybe they'll send just a picture of a cell phone. We've heard about that being done before. So who knows? Yeah.
And I'm no lawyer, but are you allowed to take millions of dollars and then just change the verbiage on the legal disclaimer?
It's interesting because when no is the answer. But I mean, it's interesting when when you set up a GoFundMe for somebody, I mean, it seems that there is more backstops in some of that, because if the money's not going where they say it's going to be going, if it's funneled the wrong way, like, they can take all that away from you.
Yes.
Like you said, there'll be no accountability for this. I can't imagine there'll be, we're still waiting on our refunds from the tariffs. We're still waiting on tariff checks.
Yeah.
We're waiting on some other bullshit checks too,
Yeah. Shout out East Maverick on fire today in the comment section. Give this man a late night talk show. Trump phones only work on landlines. That's good. Write a message on Trump phones and then mail it to the recipient. That's your best one. Nice job, East Maverick. And all of this speaks to the fact that no Americans can, should, or are currently trusting the Trump, regime with anything, which is why I find it funny. About 34% of Democrats, and overall just over half of America, does not believe that any of the assassination attempts on Trump were real, especially the recent one at the Correspondents' Dinner. I mean, What does that say? When not only are allegedly, this many people trying to kill you, but when someone takes a shot at you or tries to, and then, most Americans don't even believe you. But I'm supposed to believe you on tax cuts or mobile phones or wars. I don't even think the shooter was a real thing.
Well, and let's think about that too in more depth. Like, if we go to Butler, Pennsylvania, like, a man died for that show, if that wasn't real. So, I mean, nothing matters to this asshat. I don't know why you would ever buy anything from him is beyond me. So,
38% of respondents believe that all three assassination attempts were legit, but 54% of respondents said they were either all staged or they weren't quite sure. Doesn't seem real to me.
Which is the same. They were staged.
Right.
Something's not right. Something's rotten in Denmark.
Exactly. And this is the classic boy that cries wolf, right? I mean, you do this shit over and over, and then you still expect people to believe you on anything. I mean, as we have said, covering this Iran war, even the Venezuelan stuff, like, I believe Venezuela, I believe Iran, I believe Putin more than I would ever believe Trump.
Yeah.
And that is not just me being some Trump derangement syndrome, liberal.
Yeah.
Dude, you have lied more than any president in history, like documented lies. Like, why would anyone believe anything you say?
Well, let's go back to the Charlie Kirk assassination. I mean, it looks like Charlie Kirk was murdered, right? I mean,
well, he was.
I watched the video. Well, we think he was. What else? What do we know?
I mean, I guess could have been, but
could have been, right? That's the problem. Is like, I mean, when I'm watching, I was preparing for the show, and I came across a couple of videos of actual shit that happened in the news today, and they were AI altered. Just a tidge, dude. Just a tidge. And I'm just like, who does this fucking benefit? Because even on, I saw some of them on TikTok. I saw some of them on Threads. I didn't see this video as AI, blah, blah, blah. You have to fact check everything, including these assassination attempts, including the Charlie Kirk thing. Obviously, there's a lot of weird things happening around this whole Charlie Kirk thing with the shooter, and was Eric Kirk involved somehow? I mean, just a ton of shit. And now I see today that there is a new bill. I believe this is coming out of Oklahoma, as they still try and support Charlie Kirk, not only as a martyr, but as a hero.
Are you fucking kidding me? A new bill has been filed in Oklahoma by, of course, Republicans, because I don't think there's more than like 4 Democrats in the entire state. This bill says that every public university in the state must have a Charlie Kirk Memorial Plaza with a statue of Kirk and his family. Here's part of what the bill actually says. Each square or plaza shall include permanent signage commemorating Charlie Kirk's courage and faith and explaining the significance of Charlie Kirk as a voice of a generation, modern civil rights leader, vocal Christian, martyr for truth and faith, and free speech advocate. The square or plaza plans shall include a statue of Charlie Kirk sitting at a table with an empty seat across from him, or a statue of Charlie Kirk and his wife standing and holding their children in their arms as a central element of the square or plaza design.
Wow.
This is some sick fucking shit.
Yes, I agree. What is happening to this country, dude?
Boy, the Pope's really getting vocal. I like it when he puts on the flannel and really goes off like that. I mean, wowzers. I mean, to those 4 Democrats you mentioned in Oklahoma, and to any of these southern states gerrymandering in straight up racist fashion, just get the fuck out of there. I don't know why you want to live in Florida or Oklahoma or any of these states that are anti-education, anti-facts, and propping up Charlie Kirk. I mean, based on what? He argued with college kids. This is his great, contribution to society and civil rights.
Yeah. Well, my BAGA brother, was notorious for telling me, like, after Charlie Kirk died, like, oh, he could have conversations with both sides. I was like, those conversations were so fucking disingenuous, dude. And the people that he was taking on, that was all set up to look exactly like it did. And people with real human hearts and brains knew that was just a lot of bullshit, dude. And somehow now there are people saying, we got to put a statue in every square, dude.
It's insane. I mean, it's on par, I suppose, with Confederate soldiers and whatnot and generals. Give this homage to bigotry and racism in the South. Like, it's heritage. No, it's ignorance, and you should not be proud of it. But here we are.
This senator in Oklahoma, his name is Shane Jett, and this is the same guy. Senator Jett also filed Senate Bill 1188, which declared October 14th of each year as Charlie Kirk Free Speech Day. So he's doing the Lord's work, is what I'm saying.
I see. I thought you were playing a video. I was pausing for dramatic.
Oh, no. I got no more video. But that's these are things that are happening. So maybe we'll see one.
Yes.
Who knows?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Just real quick on the similar topic of the South and religion and all that. We've talked before about Pete Hegseth's weird church that he belongs to, and this pastor Doug Wilson. This is I don't even know. I would almost call it a cult. I mean, they believe that women shouldn't vote, that black people should be grateful for their racist, slave owner ancestry. That men rule the world, all this, sort of bigoted
dogs are the beast of the devil. You shouldn't let them in your bed.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That might be the most offensive thing.
They're beast of the devil, dude. Come on.
Anyways, Christian nationalist pastor Doug Wilson, who Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth invited to preach at a monthly worship service, he just did an interview with the Financial Times. Why? I have no freaking idea. But he said, quote, "I view Trump as chemo. America has cancer. Trump is toxic. And I think he's killing the cancer faster than he's killing the rest of us."
Wow.
I didn't believe Trump at all, he goes on to say, for all the obvious reasons back in 2016 he's referring to. He was and is an ungodly man. He is a natural man, a carnal man, a blasphemous man. So blasphemous, ungodly, and toxic. And this is apparently a compliment. And by the way, he voted for Trump not in 2016, but in 2020 and in 2024, and is now deeply involved in MAGA world. So even though he's toxic, ungodly, and blasphemous, vote Trump.
Yeah,
I'm a pastor.
It doesn't matter, dude. We see all these evangelical Christians, in air quotes, sucking up to Trump. And the only person I've ever heard talk about Trump and religion in a way I can understand and appreciate is James Tallarico. I mean, he's really got some great things to say that compute and make sense. And all these people, I mean, including Trump's spiritual advisors, like them praying on him in the Oval Office as a god is, it's sickening. So this is where we're at. We all know that Trump doesn't practice religion. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yes. But you guys aren't in a cult. Don't worry.
No.
You're just putting up golden statues, and you've got pastors like this saying he's ungodly, but still vote for him and support him and all that.
Yeah.
And also new today, this is just starting to make the rounds. This just happened an hour or two ago. I mean, I often point out the fact that when Trump is speaking extemporaneously, when someone just sticks a microphone in his face, he often can't help but just spit out whatever is in there. Now, I don't know if that's the narcissism, the mental decline, dementia, or whatever it is, but sometimes he is honest. For being the most dishonest president in history, sometimes the man speaks words of truth, like he did today, being asked about the Iran war.
Negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that motivates.
He doesn't think about you Americans when he's making these choices.
Not even a little bit, dude. When it comes to your financials, doesn't give a fuck. And he's told us that over and over again through his actions. So, yeah.
I mean, really, he just said out loud, I don't even consider Americans' financial situations when inflation is now up. We're up to like 3.8%. Obviously, the price of everything is skyrocketing. I was up at Tahoe this morning. Gas is almost $7 a gallon at some of the stations up there. Yeah. And, the reason he says nuclear weapon, it's my only concern, is because that has become their go-to crutch as this boogeyman that they're trying to scare us all with. That 2 weeks away, we all would have been dead, as Trump told a bunch of children in the Oval Office a week ago. And Hegseth today was testifying, and he was asked about the cost of the war, up to $29 billion. He's like, well, the question you have to ask yourself is, what is it worth to not have a nuclear-armed Iran? Yeah. And I just want someone to say, $1 billion, $2 billion. I'll give you $2 billion for an unarmed. Oh, you've spent 29. Well, no, you've officially spent too much.
Sometimes if you're going to give somebody a lot of money on a ransom, like you need proof of life. I need proof of nuclear weapon at this point, dude.
Yes, because there is none.
There is none. And, we heard Trump talk about the fact that, Iran has asked us to come and get all of this out of the ground because the United States and China are the only people who can actually excavate all of this from the ground. But we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. Why wouldn't you do it if that's all it took, first of all?
Or if if us and China are the only ones that can do it, then just leave it buried. Yes. What are you going to do? You're going to take it and go bury it somewhere else. So if you really obliterated their, nuclear arsenal and it's all buried so far underground that they can't possibly get it, then just leave it there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, dude. If Iran can't get it out, what the fuck are we worried about?
Right. Because it's all a fucking lie. That's the problem.
It is. As far as the ceasefire goes, Trump had this to say, which was weird. Come on.
Oh, wait.
Maybe he doesn't want to play. Basically, I hope it doesn't start playing.
We're like a real news show. Do we have the clip? No?
We have the clip. Larry.
Clip B.
Basically, he said, that ceasefire's on life support. Like when a doctor 100%. Walks in and he tells, a spouse of somebody, like there's, probably no chance. They're probably going to die. It's probably going to happen soon.
He said a 1% chance.
Oh, 1%. Okay.
When the doctor comes in and says to the wife, there's a 1% chance your husband will live. That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. The clip you just played of Trump saying that he doesn't think about the American people's financials at all. Hopefully my clip plays. This was also part of that interview.
So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. Double the size. You are not a smart person. Right over here. Wait a minute. Right over here. And based on a lot of things that have happened over the last year, we doubled the size of the ballroom. So we're going to have a ballroom that's appropriate for the White House. We doubled the size. The ballroom now is ahead of schedule, and it's a little bit under budget, depending on the finishes that we use.
You dumb person.
Wow. I mean, how many lies did he just cram in there? under budget. I had to double it. No choice. Sorry, America. I had
Yes.
to double it. And yes, I know I've said this before, but when is a reporter going to snap back? Say, don't you fucking talk to me that way. I'm a goddamn adult. I'm here working. You work for us, asshole. We're the ones that elected you. You're being paid by us. Like, go fuck yourself. Somebody, for the love of God, I will buy the Pulitzer for you if you will just tell this man, how fucking dare you do not talk to me that way.
Yes. You're a dumb person. And you notice it's always with women. I mean, let me see here. I've got a
Yes,
list.
it is always with the women. You're right, because he's afraid he'll get his ass kicked.
Yeah, I mean, he always goes over and talks to other people about, you're dumb, you're not a very smart person. He just told Caitlin Collins, that she was ridiculous and a terrible reporter, scum. I mean, the list goes on and on. The way he has spoke to. It really is. It's all female reporters. I mean, the guy's a misogynistic asshole, and the way he talks, we know is unpresidential. I mean, even saying that is crazy. But he was having a talk about the White House as a whole, because he just has to degrade the White House now to justify all the work that he's doing. So here's another video of, you're like, this is our president talking, dude. I can't believe it.
This place was not properly taken care of. I was told by my wife, you have to act presidential, so don't use foul language. I won't. Therefore, normally I would have said it was a shit house, but I don't want to say that. The columns were falling down. The plaster was falling off. You made a speech, and I was saying, couldn't you fix up the paint job up there? It looked a little... And this place is tippy-top now, including all the brand new, beautiful stone. I paid for it myself. All of the stone, all of the different things we have. And we're bringing the White House back to shape.
Tippy-top. That's a real manly man right there. First of all, how insulting to your wife that you just said, my wife doesn't want me to swear, so I live in a shit house around here. Like, that's just, hey, Melania, my fake wife, like, bite me.
Yeah.
And just how condescending and disconnected from everyday life in America to be like, this White House is not very nice, actually.
Totally, dude. Because, I mean, just look up one statistic and see how many people in this country live below the poverty line, and then just think, I wonder what they think about me talking about the White House like that. It's like the richest person talking about how expensive things are. Like, it doesn't fucking affect you. You don't talk about it, dude.
Exactly. Complaining about your mansion, and just even have enough respect for America. I mean, that is our White House. That's, obviously the history and the legacy, and you're going to insult it. And, the columns were falling down. Again, show me any fucking evidence of that, and I'll buy you the new columns. Like,
just like this reflecting pool, dude. It was leaking. It was terrible. It was in a state of disarray. If Obama would have ever, while in the White House, called it a shit house, can you imagine?
No. I mean, yes. The classic, what if Obama did it? It's batshit crazy insanity. It is beyond insulting to every American. And this, war of choice going on in Iran right now. I mean, the $29 billion. I mean, we could pay for health care for everybody in the country. I mean, the things we could be spending it on. And Marco Rubio, Lil Marco, I think this was actually yesterday, but again, he came out and he said the quiet part out loud as to what is now the goal with Iran.
President Trump has said, and the facts clearly bear out, the United States of America holds all the cards. There is no scenario here in which if they decide to join a ladder of escalation, they wind up getting the last say. But our preference is for these straits to be opened to the way they're supposed to be opened, back to the way it was. Anyone can use it, no mines in the water, nobody paying tolls. That's what we have to get back to, and that's the goal here.
If only we ever lived in a world where that was reality. Like, are you fucking kidding me? He's saying our goal now is to get back to where we were before we started all of this.
It's unbelievable. You're exactly right. I mean, we had it, So.
Right. What a utopia that would have been. Wow.
Yeah. If only. You talk about somebody like little Marco Rubio. People on the Republican side must think that Marco is doing a fantastic job, along with the couch fucker J.D. Vance.
Yes.
Or do they? I don't know. This video took place. President Trump was speaking to a big group of people, and listen to how excited the fellow Republicans get when he brings up their names. No, it's just it happens after you play a video. I wonder why I can't play it now.
Keep trying.
Yeah.
You can do it. Maybe I can play it. What's it called?
Who's it going to be? Is it going to be JD? Is it going to be somebody else? I don't know. Does anybody have? Okay, let's go. You ready? Who likes JD Vance?
The president.
Who likes Marco Rubio? All right. Sounds like a good ticket. JD, that was a perfect ticket. By the way, I do believe that's a dream team, but these are minor details. That does not mean you have my endorsement under any circumstance.
Under no circumstances my vice president have my endorsement to be president. I believe making him vice president is a tacit endorsement of him being president. Not to get technical.
But I believe you're right. But why would he say that, you wonder? These videos here may describe it. I've got a couple. Let's just play this. Let me see. I think this is the video I want. On third term
and
Trump.
It is a problem. I'm not on the ballot. And I have to convince, everyone says if I was on the ballot would win in a landslide. I have some of the best poll numbers I've ever had. And the war is actually, Harvard-Harris just came out with a poll. Stopping Iran from having a nuclear weapon is a positive thing, not a negative thing.
Yeah, no shit. It's unfortunate Obama didn't have a deal in place to make sure they never got a nuclear weapon that you tore up for no good reason whatsoever.
Yes. When they ask somebody, I'm trying to remember what this guy's name is. They sat down and somebody was testifying. I can't remember his name. They asked him about Trump's third term. Watch the video. This will remind you. And this is a real deal. This is not SNL. This is not AI. This is real.
Mr. Mark, if I might, just tell me about the 22nd Amendment. What does it provide?
The 22nd Amendment, Senator, my career has mostly been in criminal prosecution. I haven't had an opportunity to use that one specifically.
Anyone able to help on the 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution?
Well, Senator, I believe it is the amendment that deals with a two-term limitation on
Correct.
the service
It
of the
states
president.
no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. Mr. Mark, is President Trump eligible to run for president again in 2028?
Senator, without considering all the facts and looking at everything, depending on what the situation is, this to me strikes as more of a hypothetical of something that could be.
It's not a hypothetical. Has President Trump been elected president twice?
President Trump has been certified the President of the United States 2 times.
Is he eligible to run for a third term under our Constitution?
I would have to review the
All I need to tell
wording
you
of
is
it.
the language of the constitutional amendment that makes it clear that no, he is not eligible to run for a third term. Anybody else brave enough to say that the Constitution of the United States prevents President Trump from seeking a third term? Anybody willing to apply the Constitution by its plain language in the 22nd Amendment? Nobody.
Crickets.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on indeed. This from the party that claims to be such constitutional scholars and everything in there is so beloved. I mean, like I've said for years, you know what the Second Amendment is because you love making shit go boom, boom, boom. Otherwise, you don't know or give a shit about any other amendment. So
They love the First Amendment when they can use it to their advantage, but only for them.
Cancel comedy. Cancel comedy.
Yeah.
The liberals always want to cancel comedy. Trump's never talked about canceling comedy, has he?
No, never. And in Project 2025, dude, we all know that there's a high likelihood of Trump running again. It's not hyperbole. I mean, with all of these people, Steve Bannon, and people are talking about this. It's written in the manual. So we better start taking this seriously. I mean, he's throwing out jokes about, Rubio, Vance, who likes that ticket. I'm not going to endorse him. You're not going to endorse him because you're going to run again.
Right. I mean, the man's selling hats. He has said it repeatedly. So, I do not think he will be, alive to run for a third term, but whoever knows. But, back to this Marco versus JD thing. A new survey out conducted about a week ago shows that a plurality, 45% of the Republican respondents identify Secretary of State Marco Rubio as their preferred choice to carry the GOP's banner. Vance came in with 29% compared to Rubio's 45%. I mean, that's a big gap. And then Ron DeSantis was in third at 11%.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to speculate, dude, on any one Republican running. I say put the worst person in there so we have the best chance with this blue wave that is forthcoming.
Yeah. Well, the worst person's already in there right now, but we'll see who else they can possibly come up with.
That's a good question, dude. If he did decide to run for a third term, do you think enough Republicans, let's say like my brother, would stand up and be like, no, I'm not going to do it? Or do you think that enough people would say, yes, I love him so much, I'm going to do it again?
The mega sycophants will do anything and everything this man says. He can shoot someone at Fifth Avenue and they will still support him. And that is on the short list of things that Trump was spot on correct about.
Yeah.
So, no, I have no doubt. What would end up really happening, it would essentially be a split ticket because a certain number of Republicans would, of course, reject that idea. Or they'd get through their primaries and then the Supreme Court would shoot it down. I mean, they would just screw themselves every which way if they were dumb enough to try to get away with that. But as we know, MAGA is dumb enough to try to do almost anything.
Love the poorly educated.
Yes.
Steve, when we talk about term limits, I mean, it's a real deal. I think everybody in this country wants some sort of term limits. When we look at a president who sits here that's a shitbag and is 80 years old, we look at the guy before him, Biden, not a shitbag, but too old for the job. Like, we need new blood in here. We need some people with energy and good ideas. Term limits are a real thing. If you're not convinced of that, maybe this little moment with Mitch the Turtle McConnell will change your mind.
Okay, here's where we are. The vote is about over. The secretary has to get with the president on the China trip. I'm going to ask Senator Murkowski to wrap up. And thank you all for being here.
Baldwin, Shaheen, and Kennedy. Baldwin, Shaheen, and Kennedy still have questions. Wrap up after.
Oh.
Hold here.
Oh, boy. This is embarrassing.
It's sad.
Yeah. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of time for a second round, so we'll get through everybody. And Senator Murkowski, I appreciate your taking over.
Wow. I mean, this is elder abuse, right?
Thank you. Secretary Hegseth, Chairman Kane, thank you for being here today.
So he's just going to,
Today is the first time either of you are.
Wow.
Is that, I mean, it is, hey, don't get me wrong. I hate Mitch McConnell. I think he's a terrible person, does a terrible job, but there's something sad about watching that.
Yes. Spot on. I was to say, I don't even want to make fun of the guy. I mean, that is sad.
Yeah.
That is an elderly old man who should not be in charge of anything. Don't put him in charge of your local HOA, but this guy's an elected official helping to make life and death decisions. I mean, that's
huge decisions.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I am all for term limits in every aspect of any elected life, but there does. I mean, if we can take a driver's license away from somebody if they're so old and can't pass the test, like, shouldn't we kind of take the keys away from people like him?
That's a great point. I mean, you're putting people in danger with the driver's license, and we have no problem stepping in and saying, like, oh, we did the eye test. You can't see well enough. Cognitively, you're not okay. And this person makes a great point. It is elder abuse. I think that there should be ramifications for people who continue to prop up old people that have no business being in there. And if you think about that, I know Trump cognitively is a little smoother than Mitch McConnell, but it's the same thing. Like he needs to be removed.
Yeah. And just a reminder to mega types out there and to any trolls hanging out in our comments today. What did the Democrats do when Biden got up on the national stage and did almost exactly what Mitch McConnell just did? Actually, Biden looked better than what McConnell just did in there.
Yeah.
We all said, like, whoa, enough's enough. Like, this is not okay. Like, you need to step down, Joe. And we put the pressure on and we made it happen, potentially even shooting ourselves in the foot, leading to all of this. But we still were cognitive and, had enough humanity in the moment to be like, geez, Joe, thank you for your service. You're an amazing human, but it is time to retire, man. Step on down.
And he acknowledged that. It took him a little time to get there, like it would for all of us, But he understood the severity of that and said, you're right. I do. It is time I step down. So.
Yeah. Chaotic laughter here. The retirement age in America is 67. You should not be allowed to run for office after that.
Solid.
Yeah. I mean, I guess as soon as you start collecting Social Security, but I mean, honestly, 67, I mean, mid to late 60s, you're still fine, even into your 70s to some extent, but it's all relative. I mean, we've all seen some people in their 90s that are sharp as a tack and some people that are 67 that are ready to fall over. So no, I think it's got to be the driver's license kind of thing where you got to take it on a case by case or just watch a video like that and then just pat Mitch on the head and tell him like, thank you for your service, kind sir.
Yeah.
You got to go.
You got to go. Yep. It's pretty sad. So, but there's a lot of sad things happening right now. Where do we want to go to next? I've got great interviews with President Trump. I've got some other fun stuff about the hantavirus.
Hantavirus is always fun. I'm out of like videos and fun. So wherever direction you want to take it.
All right. Well, let's go here. Our good news story for the day. We're going to play last. We've been doing that as of late here on the podcast. So let's get into something a little more serious about the hantavirus. This is Brainworm Kennedy assuring the American people that there's nothing to see.
We have this under control and we're not worried about it.
But the CDC took 4 days after the WHO issued its, alert. Why was it? Why did it take the US 4 days to issue an alert?
It's not true. As soon as we determined that the virus was out there, we issued an alert. The alert means nothing.
They acted very quickly. I saw the alert too. Give me a break. They acted very, very quickly, and it looks like, and can't bet anybody's life on it, but it looks like it's just a disease that we've had around in a very small way for a long time. Not a good one to catch because it's a very severe disease if you catch it, but it's very hard to catch.
Wow. If only we had some recent example of Trump downplaying a global virus spreading around.
Yeah.
Only to have it significantly blow up in all of our faces. I mean, to hear RFK be like, it's nothing, it's not a big deal. It's nothing to even worry about. Like, no, it's your fucking job to be worried about it.
Yeah, and it's a big deal. And the reporter was right. You put the alert out, but you didn't act on it for 4 days.
Right.
Excuse me. But now, we're sending to people like Nebraska is the largest one, so these people can recuperate or what's it called when you isolate by themselves? Yeah, Nebraska Medical Center, Infectious Disease Quarantine Center is where they're at, and they're basically like little hotel rooms with upgraded stuff. So there's a ton of people there, and there's a couple of other people in other places. But this is a serious disease that kills people. We know now there are people that have it and displaying symptoms because some of these people, like with COVID, not that this is COVID, but are asymptomatic. This is a big deal. And you would think after COVID that you would want to step the F up and take it as seriously as possible, even if it turns out to be nothing. Like, let's just make sure that we don't have COVID too.
Well, and as Midas Simon says here, it's the only strain of the hantavirus ever known to spread human to human.
Right.
That's the major freaking difference and problem here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And, Again, like, it's your job to worry about these things and to do things, not to just try to placate us and downplay it.
Yeah.
Like, take it mildly serious. And I don't think we're obviously at a COVID level yet, but there was a time in, like, I don't know, December, January of 2019, 2020, where we're all like, few people have it. I don't think we should be worrying about it. But anytime there's a virus that can spread human to human easily, I mean, look at the people that are on a cruise ship together. It spread around. Like, it's certainly an issue to be worried about. It's one of the main reasons that we have a government to protect us.
Yeah, and a
Spend our tax money on
CDC.
this.
Yeah, yeah, and it does. I mean, when you realize, and luckily we got a little preview into all of this. Like, when you realize how quickly it spreads when one person goes on a plane, all of a sudden, not only just on the plane, they're with 200 people, but then they get off and go out into the airport and they're with 5,000 people, and those people go home like quick. It happens quickly.
Did we not see Planet of the Apes, people? Okay. One person starts it, it spreads to 2, then it's 4, then it's 8, then it's
right. Happens quickly. So
right. I know math is not the strong suit of Trump.
Right.
It's up 7,000%. We'll drop it down 9,000% by the end of next week. I promise. Give me 2 weeks. It'll be down 9,000.
2 weeks. We'll have a report, a conception of a report.
Right. Like
and
Donna says,
luckily,
that's what Gene Hackman and his wife died from. I don't know if it was the strain, per se, but it certainly could be. It somehow spread person to person there.
yeah, well, I think they got it from in their house, as it usually happens, droppings and stuff like that. But
And that's what Trump's referring to. Yeah, the hantavirus has been around, but not this new variant. So, sleep well, America.
If the hantavirus isn't going to kill you, let's go back to the Second Amendment and see if changes being made to the Second Amendment able to get firearms more easily. Will that kill you? Let's take a peek.
We have some big news right now. The Trump administration is proposing and backing a rule that will allow you to ship handguns in the mail. For the first time in nearly 100 years, you may soon be able to, and people will start shipping handguns through USPS. The proposed rule is backed by the Trump Justice Department. Essentially, back in 1927, Congress passed a law that prohibited the USPS from mailing concealable firearms. The only exception was that they were from licensed dealers and that they were being sent to curb crime. Well, now the Trump Justice Department is saying, that's unconstitutional and it violates the Second Amendment. So if that rule is rolled back, people are going to be sending handguns through the USPS whenever they want to and for whatever purpose. Now, many argue that this is just enabling possible mass casualties, possible gun violence in the United States of America. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Yes, we will.
Thank
We'll
you,
all
Aaron.
fuck around and find out.
Right.
What could go wrong, really?
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. We're just going to start shipping handguns. I guess I'll send you something in the mail, Steve. We'll
They're
see what
just
happens.
not easy enough to get as of now. So please, let's make this better. I mean, I applaud states that have more strict gun laws than others. The constant problem, though, California has strict gun laws right next door in Nevada. They do not. Illinois, strict gun laws next door in Indiana, they do not. So now we're just going to break that barrier down even further and just allow people to just mail shit to you back and forth. States' rights, no. Common sense, no.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything could go wrong. What's the problem, right?
Yep, America. I'm sort of sick of talking about gun violence and whatnot because it's just clear no one's going to do anything about it ever. I mean, when school children are being blasted in class, when churches are becoming target shooting ranges, no one's doing anything. And partially it's because Democrats like guns too. We just don't love guns. We don't fetishize them.
There's
obviously
a reason for them.
Yes, it's a tool, there's a practical use for them. But as I've said before, coming from Michigan, I've hung out with rednecks in the woods shooting stuff, and they won't tell you when any camera's around, but they only love it because they get to blow shit up.
Yes.
They get to act like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. I push a button here and something blows up there. That's all it is. They are not hunting enthusiasts, sports enthusiasts. They sure as hell aren't constitutional scholars. They just like blowing shit up, and they don't care if kids get killed. They don't care if common sense laws could make it better. If it doesn't solve it, Nick, then what's the point of even doing a law?
Charlie Kirk said that himself, dude. I mean, he said that.
How'd that turn out for him?
Yeah, it didn't turn out well. Anytime someone fires a weapon and chants USA, like it's for the wrong reasons, guys. You know, like this is not what they were made for. So, preaching to the choir.
Check your mail.
Let's see here. We all know that Donald Trump wants to put his face all over shit, and I'm telling you, dude, I'm not trying to be a dick, but if I had a face like that, like I think I would not want to put it anywhere. You know what I mean?
Right. Put my silhouette everywhere. Don't put my face.
Right. Yes, and smooth it up a little bit. You know.
Right. Well, it's funny. By the way, quick side note. You know that Don Colossus golden statue that's now in Doral?
Yeah.
They ordered the artist to remove his neck vagina. They asked, they told him, trim that shit up. We don't need that goggly turkey gobble waddle thing hanging out there.
Yes, I did read that. And yeah, I mean, that's exactly why. I mean, you've got body dysmorphia, because if you really look at yourself, like there's a lot of other things ahead of that are, need to be taken away off the statue. So. But he doesn't have a problem putting his face anywhere, and obviously this next thing is not going to happen, but it's another example of Trump having fun with AI. We check in with our friend Tizzy Ent and see what Trump was posting on Truth Social as of late.
Last night, Donald Trump went on another one of his sundowning posting tears from like 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. A bunch of like, they stole the election stuff. Then he started back up this morning posting nonsense like this. Like, I don't even know what this is supposed to mean. But fast boats. He's posting a lot of this nonsense. But the standout from this morning for me is this proposed new $100 bill. Let's review, shall we? We have his picture, of course. But then next to it, we have Trump 2024, because putting campaign slogans of one candidate onto our legal tender is a thing. We also have Trump 47, because his image isn't enough. He needs his name on there twice. And then if you flip it over on the back, my personal favorite, God bless Donald Trump. Not God bless America. God bless Donald Trump.
Speaks volumes.
For the longest time, he equated himself to like Washington and Abraham Lincoln. And sources inside said he's no longer doing that. He actually views himself as being far superior to them at this point. He started comparing himself to like Napoleon Bonaparte and Julius Caesar.
Yeah. We've talked about that on the podcast, but I mean, that's just crazy that he would post that stuff. His last big AI post was him as a doctor, and people freaked out and thought he was playing Jesus,
Right.
So.
Again, if any mega types were actual patriots, actually believed in America, you would be disgusted by this stuff. You would be denouncing it. But instead, you're cheering it on.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. Before we get to our good news story, let's talk a little bit about gasoline prices real quick, because we've all been talking about it, because we're feeling it at the pump. Trump was asked about taking federal gas tax off the table for a while to give Americans some relief. I want to start out by saying that it's such a low amount. Even if he did that, like, it wouldn't really make any difference to me, and maybe it would to some other people, but I mean, all in all, it's not going to make that big of a difference. But
and it's going to deprive us of revenue and drive the debt up further, which Republicans used to give a shit about.
Yeah, used to.
Yes.
But I don't even think he's going to do it. This reporter asked him in the Oval Office. This was his response.
Mr. President, are you going to suspend the federal gas tax?
Yeah, I'm going to reduce until let me tell you, as soon as this is over with Iran, as soon as it's over, you're going to see gasoline and oil drop like a rock. Going to be dropping down like a rock. I mean, already, look, just on the basis of, things have happened. When it first came about, 20% of the oil came out of Hormuz. That's a lot. But, with time, it's like they're going to Texas, they're going to Louisiana, they're going to Alaska, a lot of Alaska. Alaska's, sort of, it seems like very far away from Asia, but it's actually a relatively short trip by comparison to other locations they have to go to get oil. And they're going to Alaska. fact, our big problem is we're building bigger docking, to fill up. But we've become very big on the filling station.
How long are you going to suspend that tax for then?
Until it's appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, answer the question. We've become very big on a thing called filling station. Yeah, people drive every day, dummy.
The man has never pumped or paid for gas in his life, so he has no way to know or relate. But again, he's just sitting there talking about getting things back to where they were 3 months ago before he started this war of choice.
Yes.
Trump is the classic start a fire and then I pee it out. I'm like, look at everyone, I'm a hero. I'm a firefighter. I fought that
Yes.
fire. Who started that again? Like,
You're right, dude. He is.
ooh, yeah.
Absolutely nuts. Yeah, Tracy, that was a word salad at best. I mean, he was, I guess that's what they call the weave, and a bad example of it because he never really finished the story. I mean,
That's what they call dementia, but yes.
Okay, let's go into a little light news of the day. I'm going to start this. I have 2 clips to play. The first one is going to do a little comparison. Steve and I mentioned on the podcast last week that there is a new character unfolded. Tucker Carlson is on SNL now, and the guy's doing an amazing job. This was a clip. Yeah, really. This is a clip that I found of him, and he's with Tucker on here. It goes back and forth, so it just shows you how good he actually is doing.
Really? Why does that not surprise me? I guess heterosexual women aren't allowed to have hair anymore, and I'm supposed to be attracted to that?
When you're totally turned off, we've achieved equity. They've won.
Or we go to Sinners. That's the rule. That's the goal now.
That's the rule. That's the goal.
What are we doing? What's going on?
What is going on here?
So he's just really good, dude.
It's the impression I didn't know I needed, but I so do. And I love that they brought him back because it's become such a cult viral hit out there that first round. So yeah, he was back this last Saturday.
Yeah, back this last Saturday, they had him talking about the Met Gala, and it was a long bit. So this is just a piece from it, but it's pretty damn good. He's talking about the new Michael Jackson movie.
And look who's next coming down the runway. It's Jafar Jackson, who had the gall to show up after starring in the Michael Jackson movie.
Oh, yeah, some people were very upset about that movie, yeah.
And they should be. The movie ends in 1988, so obviously they avoided something serious that needs to be acknowledged. The part of Michael Jackson's life no one wants to talk about anymore. Of course, I'm talking about the part when he was a white man.
Okay.
Sorry, kids. Michael Jackson doesn't get to live a beautiful white life anymore. Huh. Who does that remind me of? Oh, that's right. All of us. That's the rule. That's the goal now. Shimona? Yeah. More like shame on ya.
Oh, Jesus, dude. That's just awful.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
What?
Round Bananas. You want to eat bananas without looking gay? Try Round Bananas.
No, you can't do ad reads on the show.
Now, let's talk about ASAP Rocky's outfit. He was on the red carpet wearing my least favorite color, African American.
Yeah. So, Tucker Carlson being played. I think he's fantastic. That's the goal.
No, it's brilliant.
That's the rule now.
I don't want to do anything to prop up Tucker's, image or brand or whatever, but yeah, it's freaking brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the good news?
Yeah.
That he came back in SNL?
Yeah.
That's the best we can come up with.
That's the best I can come up with, dude. Yeah. It's the best I could do today.
Well, I'll take whatever we got, I guess, to make us all laugh. And as we've been saying, you really do either need to laugh or cry nowadays. So I prefer to laugh, and I prefer to fight back and be part of the resistance, be part of, the good things going on in the resistance world. And, by the way, we are not going away. When a Democrat wins in 2028, plenty of MAGA shit is going to be around to push back against. And we're just going to have to flip from, the offense that we're on now to the defense. And there's going to be years of undoing all of these things, tearing down monuments, reenacting new laws. I could see us doing a talk show for the next 10 years of just what Trump thing did we undo this week? that talk show could last for a millennia. So
that's the rule. That's the goal now.
That is
we will do it. So, hey, dude, thank you everyone in the chat today. Had a good crowd here. You can check out our website if you would like to make a comment or ask a question. Always available there.
Yep. Go to thevocalminority.net. You can contact us directly. Like, share all of this stuff. And if you're a mega troll out there, please boycott us. Spread this everywhere. Tell everyone how terrible we are, and just make sure that this gets put, to an end very quickly. Please.
Yes. Please do it. And myself and
Steve Harness
will be back on Friday for another Political Week in Review. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we bid you adieu.
And that'll do it for another edition of The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for joining us on the Really American Media platform. Check out all our social media wherever good social media is found. Until next time, you tiny little bastards, good day.
And good day to you, sir.
And we say bye-bye.